What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Baby. What's poppin', everybody? It's Big Baby Jonathan here. Welcome to the latest edition of the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast. And in today's show, I'm going to be talking about, did the Lakers win the offseason? And the breaking news that happened yesterday. Anthony Davis re-signs with the Lakers, and LeBron James extends his contract for 2 more seasons. But first, let's get into the breaking news that happened yesterday. Anthony Davis re-signs with the Los Angeles Lakers, 5 years, $195 million contract, Supermax. Man, love it. Welcome back, AD. And AD is coming back. I'm excited, really looking forward to it. I'm glad he re-signed because I know there was a lot of speculation he may go to Chicago or may go to New York. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, why would AD want to leave? He won one of these. Why would you want to leave a great historic franchise like the Los Angeles Lakers? You just won one of these last season. You know what I mean? But why would AD want to leave this in the Lakers organization to go to Chicago and New York? You know what I mean? So I didn't really understand that. But at the end of the day, I knew AD was going to stay because if you win a championship with LeBron and the Lakers, you experience that winningness and greatness. You know what I mean? Because the Lakers are putting greatness around this team. I know this is a championship shirt. I know the players on here are not on here. Like Dwight's not on here anymore, or Rondo. But at the end of the day, the Lakers put great pieces around the Lakers and LeBron and AD last season. Now they put great pieces around them this season. You know what I mean? So overall, I like that AD signing, re-sign. I love it. AD. We're gonna build around AD because AD is the future for the Los Angeles Lakers. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we re-signed him because here. Let me tell you this, Laker Nation. Let me tell you this. I remember when the reports when AD wanted out, and there was potentially him going to Boston, Chicago, New York, even Toronto, and I was like, Lakers should go out and trade all their assets for him because Anthony Davis is a generational type of big man that don't come around as often. You know what I mean? AD's one of the top 3 best players in the league. Yes, I said it. AD is the top 3, one of the best players in the NBA. You know what I mean? His skill set's amazing. He could post up, pump fake, spin, mid-range jumper, block shots. He can defend all the positions, could set screens, pick and pop, shoot that mid-range, shoot that 3. You know what I mean? AD's dominant on both ends of the floor, so AD deserves this max contract. 5 years, $195 million contract is worth it. You know what I mean? Because AD wants more of these. He's more hungry than ever. You know what I mean? And he experienced the championship taste of winning. So that brings in more motivation for Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? He's going to say, okay, I experienced winning a ring or a trophy in a ring. Okay, let's go do it, And he's hungry, to prove people wrong. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Giannis Antetokounmpo won it, but AD should have won it. You know what I mean? Frank Vogel should have won Coach of the Year, and Rob Pelinka should have won Executive of the Year. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy that the Lakers played great last season, but didn't get praised for it. Not Coach of the Year, not Defensive Player of the Year, not MVP. You know what I mean? But it's okay. At the end of the day, Lakers ended up with one of these. An NBA championship trophy, man. Man. My replica one is amazing. So I'm excited. You know what I mean? And AD is going to probably try to win the MVP this season. You know what I mean? Jared Dudley was talking about that yesterday on the media day calls at the practice facility. He was talking about AD is more hungry than ever, and he expects AD to try to win MVP. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the running for MVP. You know what I mean? He just dominates the ball so well in the post. He's the most dominant big man in the NBA. I don't care what anybody says. My opinion. It's my opinion on the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast. AD is the most dominant big man in the game. I know everybody's talking about Joel Embiid and the Joker, but AD dominated both of them. So AD deserves a contract, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Lakers are going to come out. I feel like Lakers are going to come out really good, But Lakers only got a 2-month break, while everybody else had a 5-6 month break. But it's okay. It's all good. You know what I mean? I know Lakers are gonna do great this season because also the breaking news that happened 2 days ago. You know, LeBron James signs an extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, 2-year deal. You know what I mean? 2-year extension. You know what I mean? It was a 2-year extension. You know, 2 years extension. 2-year extension, $85 million contract. You know what I mean? So 2 more seasons with LeBron and 5 years with AD, man. And I feel like that 2-year contract is probably the end of LeBron in the NBA after these 2 years. I feel like he's going to retire, or he's going to wait for his son to come to the NBA, then he goes somewhere. You know what I mean? So the Lakers do great things for their superstar players. You know, they gave Kobe an extension 2 years, and and once we signed, I remember that once we signed Kobe to that 2-year extension, we were getting bashed, getting made. You know, it's like, oh, we should have taken a pay cut, you know, to bring superstars in. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just telling me that, like, Lakers take care of their superstars. You know, AD, LeBron, the front office is doing a wonderful job. You know, Rob Pelinka is doing a great job. And speaking of Rob Pelinka, man, a lot of people, when Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka came, everybody's like, why is Rob Pelinka getting an opportunity? Why is Rob Pelinka this, Rob Pelinka that? Why is he getting an opportunity? You should give somebody with more experience. And once I knew Rob Pelinka was Kobe's former agent, I knew that Rob Pelinka was a special agent because he's a great basketball mind. You know what I mean? He's a great basketball mind. Him and Kobe had a great relationship. So Rob Pelinka has a great mind, a great mindset. You know what I mean? Winning. You know what I mean? Because I know when first Rob Pelinka came into the league with Magic Johnson, he made some mistakes, and I had all the faith in him. And from day one, once he came, I had faith in Rob Pelinka from day one. So at the end of the day, and I said he made mistakes and keep it pushing. He'll get better from it, and it's all good. You know, from day one, when the Lakers were struggling so bad, when we had Jim Buss as a general manager, actually, you know, when Jim Buss was in the office and Mitch Kupchak, and we had all those bad seasons with Wesley Johnson, Torque Black, Vita Zubac, Larry Nance, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Kuzma, you know, Jeremy Taylor, you know, Jeremy Lin, so far and so forth. Chris Kaman, all those players that weren't as talented. Xavier Henry, the list goes on and on. But I stuck through it. You know, there's some of my friends jumped the wagon and bounced through different teams. And I told them, if you leave the Lakers, you can't come back when we win one of these. You know, so I'm the biggest Laker fan. You know what I mean? I love my team. You know, we've been through last couple seasons, like last 10 years, you know, have been, you know, after we won that championship in 2010, you know, we had struggling, we finally won an NBA championship. You know what I mean? So I deserve to talk mess to a lot of NBA fans. You know, we won this championship, and I'm excited. And the season starts December 22nd versus the LA Clippers. And my expectations for that game is I expect the Lakers to come out and dominate on both ends of the floor. And also, great news, Laker Nation, we get to see number 17 raised in the rafters at Staples Center. That's going to be crazy. And Adam Silver, thank you for having us play the Clippers. Us being at home while the Clippers get to watch us raise the banner and get our rings. And Clipper Darrell's going to have to watch it, get the banner in Staples Center, get our rings. So thank you, Adam Silver, you know, for doing that. Thank you so much for getting that schedule out and having Clippers Lakers. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's going to be a grind out game. Game 1 of the season. You know, and Montrezl Harrell plays his former team right off the bat. Start the season versus the Clippers. And Montrezl Harrell is going to get motivated, you know. Because people around the NBA saying that Montrezl Harrell can't play defense. He got exposed. Because Montrezl Harrell was going through a lot, so his mind wasn't there. His grandma passed, and he's going through the motions, and it's understandable. But he could play defense. I love his energy. He's been rich. He won Sixth Man of the Year. He won Sixth Man of the Year, and he's going to continue to do that. Because unless Frank Vogel says anybody outside LeBron and AD are starting, whoever plays really good in practice and preseason going to start. What if Montrezl earns a starting position at center? You go center, Montrezl Harrell, Anthony Davis, power forward, KCP, small forward, Wesley Matthews, shooting guard, and LeBron at point guard. So I expect the Lakers to come out and compete at the highest level when the season starts. You know what I mean? So I'm not really worried about anything right now. I know I was watching Dennis Schroeder's interview a couple days ago, and he was talking about he deserves starting point guard. He deserves to start. And everybody ran with it and saying there's going to be chemistry issues. Is LeBron should run point. But at the end of the day, Dennis Schroeder is a point guard. He feels like, in his opinion, he deserves to start. Like if I was a center, if I came into the league and I was a center, I was on the Lakers, and they're asking me, "Oh, do you feel like coming off the bench or should start?" I'd be like, "Well, man, that's a good question. But at the end of the day, I feel like I deserve to start because I feel like I deserve it because I played really good off the bench last season, and let me see what I can do as a starting center of this team." But at the end of the day, Frank Vogel is going to put the right pieces out there. The best starting five, the best rotation players. We're going to see. Dennis Schroeder may start. Wesley Matthews may start. KCP's probably going to start. Even Kuzma's probably going to start. You know what I mean? AD's going to start. LeBron's going to start. Marc Gasol's going to start. Or you bring Marc Gasol off the bench and start Montrezl Harrell. Or you bring Wesley Matthews off the bench and you start Kuzma. So Lakers have a very, very, very lineups to choose from. Even Alex Cruz can start at point guard. You never know. So this training camp that the Lakers are going to start on Saturday is going to be interesting, which is tomorrow. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Lakers are going to do what's best for the team. If it's starting Dennis Schroeder, let's run it. Dennis Schroeder was runner-up sixth man, and he can score at that. He can score, and he plays tough defense, and he doesn't back down from anybody. I saw him in the playoffs last season, man, during the bubble. Man, he was dominating. Shoot the three, play that defense. Passing lanes, he can pass really good, and he can score. So I'm really excited to have Dennis Schroeder on the team. I'm very excited to have Wesley Matthews on the team. Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol. We got KCP back. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, man, let's get into did the Lakers win the offseason? Let me see here. Did the Lakers win the offseason? Hell yeah, we did. Hell yeah, we did. You know what I mean? We won the offseason, but ultimate goal is to win one of these. But we got an A++ from the Lakers offseason. Because here's the thing. The Lakers max extension for Anthony Davis, traded for Dennis Schroeder, signed Montrezl Harrell, signed Wesley Matthews, signed Marc Gasol, re-signed Markieff Morris, re-signed KCP, and extend LeBron James to 2023. An A+ offseason for Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. Because I know everybody's talking about, oh, we lost players. We lost Rondo. We lost Danny Green. We lost Dwight Howard. We lost JaVale McGee. You know what I mean? We lost players, but we got the players that the Lakers organization feel like fits with this team. Because our bench last season was not as good. But you throw in Dennis Schroeder, he's going to bring spark off the bench. You know what I mean? You got Wesley Matthews. It's like, I feel like Wesley Matthews is an upgrade over Danny Green. Danny Green has 3 rings. I understand that. Laker fans, Laker Nation. But Wesley Matthews can shoot better than Danny Green, play better defense than Danny Green. So that's an upgrade. And the center position, Marc Gasol for JaVale McGee and Dwight. It's unfortunate that JaVale McGee got traded away, but we had to do it to get Marc Gasol on the team. So it was worth the risk, and we basically got Marc Gasol to replace Dwight and McGee, but Lakers have 2 more roster spots. And there's rumors out there that Pau Gasol may come back to the Lakers. Do I want Pau Gasol back on Lakers? Yeah, let's run it. But do the non-guaranteed contract. Because you never know. It's the NBA. You never know. Let's say Houston cuts DeMarcus Cousins. You can go get Cousins. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Lakers get an A+ for me. They won this offseason, but the ultimate goal is to win an NBA championship. And here's the funny thing. I gotta laugh again. Because all the media, like Speak for Yourself with Marcellus Wiley, Max Kellerman Show, and Brian Scalabrine. I gotta drink water to this, man. And Skip Bayless are all talking about Lakers team is not as good as last season. Did they say that last season? Did they say our team wasn't as good? Who's going to play defense on this team? Who's going to score on the Clippers? Who's going to, is Anthony Davis and LeBron going to have chemistry issues? Can they fit together? And look what we got from that. You know what I mean? And, and they're doubting us again. They're doubting greatness right here, man. They're doubting this franchise. But it's okay. We're going to use that as motivation to get better each and every night. At the end of the day, Lakers are going to come out focused and ready to go. You know what I mean? Because the season starts in 3 weeks. Actually, let me see. 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks from the 4th. We'll be all right. I'm excited for the season, man. And the ultimate goal, Laker fans, is to host up one of these, holding up one of these, man. Holding up one of these at the end of the day, man. I got my replica one. And I love it, man. I love it. I love my trophy, man. And I was watching Undisputed today, Laker Nation. And here's the funny thing. You know how Lakers won the title and everybody's talking about an abstract title and it doesn't count? Yes, it does count. Skip Bayless, stop saying it doesn't count. Everybody in the sports media, stop saying this championship right here doesn't count. Hell yeah, it counts. We put our blood, sweat, and tears to this, and everybody's talking about that they had it easy to the NBA Finals. You serious? What we had to go through with unfortunate RIP to Kobe Bryant, the legend, and then the stoppage of play, restoppage of play, going to the bubble, restopping again, and Damian Lillard said the bubble was easy. Hey, Damian Lillard, I know you follow me on Twitter, but I gotta ask you something, man. If you thought the bubble was so easy, man, why didn't you get one of these? If you're saying it was easy, man, why didn't you get one of these, bruh? So, any type of sport is going to be tough to win one of these. From the two, any NBA championship you win is going to be tough. Either any type of sport you play, you win championships, it's going to be tough. From the 1949 Lakers, that was probably a tough championship. The 1950 Lakers, that was probably a tough road to win the championship that season. 1952, 53, 54, 1972, 1980, 1982, 1985, 1987, 1988, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009, 2010, and 20. All those championship years that we won, those are probably the toughest road to the finals. So I don't know why people think that the Lakers got the easy road to win the championship. No, they didn't, because the Lakers had to come in and play the Portland Trail Blazers, one of the best 8 seeds of all time. They can upset the Lakers. Charles Barkley was like, I guarantee Lakers are going to get swept after game 1, 4-1. Played Houston. Houston was coming out riding high. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Robert Covington, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon. Riding high, James Harden, Russell Westbrook couldn't upset the Lakers. Houston wins game 1, 4-1. Denver riding hot, come back down 3-1 in 2 series. We win game 1. They win game 2. Oh, Denver has a shot to beat the Lakers. And then Jamal Murray does a little dancing like this. 4-1. NBA Finals. People are talking about, Miami has a chance to beat the Lakers. They beat us twice in that series. Tyler Hero did that little, crazy look on his face. Like this. 4-2. So, Lakers, what I'm trying to say is, don't doubt the Lakers. Don't underestimate the Lakers. Come on now. Like, if you underestimate the Lakers, we're going to come back swinging. You know, because Lakers are built different, like LeBron said, man. You know, they're built different. And they hear the noise. They hear what Skip Bayless is talking about. You know, and here's the crazy thing about that Skip Bayless. He is blaming the Lakers. He's blaming the Lakers that the Clippers collapsed. Like, why would you blame the Lakers? It's not the Lakers' fault the Clippers collapsed in that series against Denver. That's the Clippers' fault. The Clippers were up 3-1, and here's what the Clippers did. Fell asleep because, you know, it's not our fault. We got the job done. We got one of these. They didn't. You know, and it just shows. And it just shows that the Lakers will continue to run LA. Will always run LA. You feel me? Lakers, man. You know, don't doubt us. Because if you do, we going to come out swinging and win one of these NBA championships. We going to win it again next season. And I got all the confidence in the world. And shout out to the front office. Shout out to Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, Linda Rambis, Kurt Rambis, Tim Harris. You know, shout out to you guys, man. You guys are doing a wonderful job putting a great team together. Putting a great team, players around Anthony Davis and LeBron. You know what the culture is to get one of these. You know what I mean? So, continue greatness and continue to bring one of these to Lakerland. Until I'm about to end this Big Baby John to Sports podcast. Make sure you guys turn on your post notifications. Click the link in the description to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. And click the link in my description on Instagram. Use promo code BigBaby24. Get you some merch from anywhere from shirts to backpacks, so much more. So make sure you click the link in my description for that on Teespring. And I hope you guys have a blessed, positive greatness weekend, man. And until then, have a great, blessed, positive weekend. Until then, everybody, salute to all my real Laker fans. Have a great night. Go Lakers, baby. We out here. Peace.